From WBZ Chicago, it's This American Life, distributed by Public Radio International. I'm Ira Glass, and I'm coming to you today to say something I've never had to say before on our program. Due to budget cuts at WBZ Chicago, we've decided to outsource This American Life to, and now it'll be produced by WBZ Delhi. With that, I introduce our program's new host, Ira Krishnan. Stay with us. Woo!
Thanks, Ira. Our program today is coming to you live from Alumni Hall at UC Berkeley in 5 stimulating acts. We start with Act 1, Keeping Up with the Joneses. In the increasingly competitive environment of attracting top economics graduate students, some private universities have entered the digital age and are now releasing recruitment videos. Why don't we take a listen at a recent video released by Harvard Economics?
I'm John Campbell.
And I'm Ed Glazer.
We'd like to congratulate you on your admission to the program. The pool of applicants this year was extremely strong, and admitted students are truly exceptional.
Hopefully by now or soon, one of us will have already been in contact with you, welcoming you into the program. We look forward to meeting all of you. We are very proud of our department, and we think the department does a superb job of training students to be economists. We hope you come to think so too.
Some public universities have opted for a very different approach. Rather than try to compete with the high production values of a school like Harvard, here is a clip from a recent recruitment video for the Berkeley Economics Department.
Bonjour, my name is Gérard Debreu. I congratulate you on having been accepted to the Berkeley Economics Department. And as you know, there are many other Nobel Prize laureates in the department: Olivier Williamson, John Arsani, Daniel McFadden, and George Akerlof. We may not see us all the time, but we will watch over you in the room formerly known as 6087.
Gerard is no longer with us, but that's just an administrative issue. Hi, I'm David Card. I've been asked by the department to talk to you about why you should come to UC Berkeley. First of all, don't come to UC Berkeley. You don't want to come to a public university. Public universities are terrible. If you've ever had a look at my office, you'll know that it's falling apart. And the next earthquake we have, my office will crumble to the earth along with this program. I've also been asked to talk to you today about studying labor at Berkeley. First of all, don't study labor. No one gets a job in labor. When I first got publications, all you had to do was run OLS. Now, Pat Klein will threaten to break your arms if your regressions don't have clustered errors in them.
Not quite the flag-waving event that Harvard gave us. Perhaps Berkeley was going for reverse psychology. Given its recent faculty shortage, this last act of This American Life was sponsored by the UC Berkeley Microeconomic Theory Group and its new General Equilibrium line of David Ahn, in addition to the classical consumer choice models. Also announcing the launch of Game Theory David Ahn and Information Economics David Ahn very soon. Act 2. It's hard out here for a micro-theorist. The story goes that the famous micro-theorist Gérard Debreu decided to move the department away from the other social sciences and closer to mathematics and statistics. Ever since then, some of the most promising students at Berkeley have been aspiring theorists. We catch up with one of those students in the early stages of his career.
Hi, Professor Shen.
Hello.
I've written this paper on the non-convex generalized hydroplaning variant of the contraction mapping theorem, and I was wondering if you could have a look at it. Here it is. And I think I've proven uniqueness, but I'm not sure about the existence.
good, but I think you're missing one very special case.
So, do you think I can get some results with this?
I think so, but come see me in the fall semester and we'll work through it then.
Oh man, but I'm sure David aren't enough. Teaching continuously? Oh man, but I'm sure Adam's title will go. I guess it's not really theory, but I can behavioral economists. I guess I'll go and see Boton. So long and thanks for the goulash, and I'm really unlucky. But I'm sure Matthew will be in his office. And I sometimes running low. Screw this. I'm going to Kenya. 10. Wake up.
Well, that's one way to get students to take development. The last act of This American Life was brought to you by Professor Brad DeLong. He's currently looking for a reader for Econ 210A. There's a backlog of 7 years of memos that Interested students should tweet their CV in no more than 140 characters with hashtag DeLong. Moving on to Act 3 now, just put hats on everything. The UC Berkeley Senate has been fighting with the administration over whether classes should be automated in order to save money. The Senate was deeply insulted that the administration thought that robots could do their jobs. It turns out that the Berkeley Economics Department has been getting away with this scheme for years. Here we listen to a clip of a recent lecture given by a UC Berkeley economics professor, Michael Janssen.
This wraps up our coverage of Chebyshev's inequality, and as you all know, important results. And as you all know, important results. And as you all know, important results. And as you all know, it just needs a good shake. And as you all know, important results are never named after their true discoverer. Thank you for attending 248.
Well, if my material was this solid, maybe I wouldn't want to change it either. Given its recent faculty shortage, this act of This American Life is sponsored by UC Berkeley econometric theory and its new classical linear regression line of David Ahn. In addition to classical probability models. Also announcing the launch of non-parametric David on, and time series David on.
And here we can show the proof is something, and then something, which means to therefore the estimator converges almost surely to Kakutani's fixed point theorem. I think there are more to econometrics, but I don't really know what.
Act 4. You can take the woman out of Washington, but you can't take the Washington out of the woman.
How you doing? Nice to have you. So, excuse my language, but we used to do a segment on this show called How Are We? I didn't expect that there, but just before we went on the air, they said our rating got downgraded.
So, pretty darn.
From the Great Crash was in fact rather small. The uncertainty that it created was a major factor in the severity of the downturn. Are there any questions?
I was wondering, how would you describe the state of the economy after the crash?
It was pretty darn.
Christy, I just finished the 5th edition of my new textbook. I added one question and I switched around the 2 chapters I flipped last time. Consumption smoothing, here we come, we're rich.
That's pretty darn.
Hi, Professor Romer. I am a prospective student. First of all, great lecture.
Thank you. Welcome to Berkeley.
So I wanted to ask you, I've heard the econ department has lost a lot of its faculty recently. So what do you think about Berkeley's prospects for the future?
We're pretty darn.
Given its recent faculty shortage, this act of This American Life was sponsored by UC Berkeley Macroeconomic Theory and its new neoclassical growth line of David Arn. In addition to the real business cycle models. Also announcing the launch of dynamic stochastic David Arn and recursive David Arn methods.
Okay. Welcome to macroeconomic theory. Here we can describe the set of axioms as the null set. And we can also describe the set of testable contents as the null set. But just remember, all of this is just qualitative.
Act 5, when you can't make it as an economist. The recent financial crisis has been a wake-up call to the macroeconomics profession. The models used by central banks and mainstream economists have failed to predict the sharp downturn starting in 2007 and the sluggish recovery. Understandably, this event has been quite destructive for the profession, and many economists have had to turn to other means to make ends meet. In this story, we meet a Berkeley macroeconomist who has found a new profession, putting his fine art skills to work.
Good evening, art lovers. I am renowned macroeconomist artist Damien. Pieces of artwork I'd like to show you. This first piece, I like to call One If by Sims, Two If by Sargent.
I think I see what you're going for there. Yeah. Nice.
The second piece is something I call Bellman's Revenge.
I don't know. This one's a little too abstract for me, but I guess I shouldn't have expected to find realism in a macro gallery.
Now this final piece is part of my blue period, and I call it Recursive in Blue.
This looks good, but is that a T plus K or a T plus K minus 1?
Over there?
No, a little to the right.
Over there?
No, just a little bit.
Oh, yes. Very nice, thank you. Everyone else on board? All right, perfect. I will now start the auction at $100,000.
That seems a little high.
Okay, $100 million.
Really?
You don't understand, it's an Argentinian auction. I don't expect you to pay it anyway.
Given its recent faculty shortage, this act of the American life was sponsored by UC Berkeley's Psych and Econ and its new hyperbolic line of David Ahn, in addition to the reference point models. Also announcing the launch of Empirical Methods David Ahn and, boy, I'm running out of ideas now, David Ahn.
No, I'm a real Okay, well, welcome to 219A Psych and Econ. Basically, you can sum up the field in 3 words. People are bitches.
Our program today was also brought to you by the Berkeley Economic History Lab, John Soros, and the Institute for New Economic Thinking.
They say Bretton Woods collapsed when he walked in the room. His beard alone has published more papers than Peter Temmett. Even Ben Bernanke steals his slides. He is the most interesting economist in the world. I don't always study history, but when I do, I prefer my own opinion. Float your currencies, my friends.
Berkeley, grand control, beta hat control, don't let my man Stephen know, don't behave your role. The dean's is resistant, so the hirings roll.
Well, our program today was produced by Bob and myself. Our senior producer Emily runs our website. Production help from Tatoma. Music help from the Metrics Gang. WBC management oversight by our boss David Card, who earlier this week, when asked what he thinks about the state of public education, had this to say.
So, pretty darn.
Back next week with more stories from this American life. Next week on our program, Berkeley Economics has long been a hideaway for tired celebrities. Sean Connery, for one, decided to take some time off acting and live a more sheltered life as a so-called econometrician. Our story follows the now quiet life of Russell Crowe, who after a series of public displays of aggression, opted to hide from the paparazzi as a Berkeley experimental economist.